Get you Mindtree's co-founder Subroto Bagchi, who talks about his mistakes that others can learn from. Take a look.
You know, when I was very young, I was just about starting my career in the IT industry. I remember, once I was to submit a tender on which I had worked for many, many days. And come the date of the tender submission, something happened and I completely blanked out. I forgot to submit it on time, and as a result were shut out. And it was devastating on me. I had no idea what had happened that morning. So I walked up to my boss, his name used to be Benu Majumdar, and I said I want to put in my papers. I was taking moral responsibility, and it was a big deal at that time. And he would have none of that. You know, he listened to me. Obviously, the organization was distraught as well, but they wouldn't let me go. So it took me many, many months. But from that, I really learned a very important lesson, and that is mistakes happen, but you also need to learn to forgive yourself. That's my first mistake. My second mistake happened when we had just started my first entrepreneurial venture when I was 28 years old. This was a company called Project 21. And Project 21 was co-founded by 3 people, 2 of them a lot older than me. And Project 21 winded up after 3 years, not because there was no market. It happened because the 3 founders did not have a shared vision on how to take the company forward once success came in. So many startups actually fold up not because of external reasons, but because the founders lack a shared vision. In Project 21, the other big problem was we completely underestimated the issue of funding, and we're underfunded. We're trying to fund growth by cash flow, and that's not a good idea. So when we built Mindtree, I made sure personally that we front-loaded the conversation on building a shared vision so that we're not unprepared for success. And the second thing we did was we raised enough money so that we would not be hand-to-mouth in the first 18 months of the company, which is very critical. The third mistake, and this was a personal mistake that also has a professional implication, is once in a moment of false principality, I actually gave very harsh feedback to a sister-in-law, and the net result was, though I thought I was very right in telling her, and I was being supremely rational, she stopped talking to me for 6 months. And that day I realized that it does not matter what you want to convey. What matters is to first see whether there is power to receive and capacity to receive. And though I hurt my sister-in-law, I regret it very much. I think it is an important lesson for all of us. The truth sometimes is not important. What is important is what the other individual can do with what you have to say.